Shelby. Shelby, I'm here, don't worry.
Shelby Pate is seriously ill with a rare chromosome condition that affects her breathing.
No.
She has 2 brothers and a sister, but has spent a lot of her life in and out of hospital.
If they go right up.
Since she was born, her mum, Vicky, has been fighting to keep Shelby alive. Shelby's oxygen levels have always needed constant monitoring.
Ambulance for Shelby?
Yeah.
A year ago, Shelby developed a new complication and started having convulsions.
She's got a life-limiting illness called partial trisomy 9p.
Right.
She had to be rushed to hospital and put on a ventilator to stabilise her breathing.
You're not going to keep still for me, are you? Hello, Princess. Hello.
Recently, Shelby's mum, Vicky, and her partner, Nick, have been given the equipment and training to control her convulsions at home.
She's grey, isn't she? In fact, her colour's absolutely crap. Can you grab a medical bag and I'll check her sats while I'm here? 90. Heart rate 126.
What does that mean?
Her sats are too low.
Shelby's oxygen levels are low, and Vicky is worried that she will start to fit.
She's unconscious, keep moving. It's not that, Reese, you know the thing on, you know Shelby's suction unit? On top is the thing I put in her ear. It's purple and white. Can you go and have a look and grab it for me? Please, I really need it. Thank you. Oh, Shelby, you're so naughty. This is quite rubbish. Ouch.
I didn't want for them.
Huh?
Because he's already at something.
Reese, I don't know. I'd see.
Not tonight.
You gonna go in the nights? Shelby? Mummy feels so mean putting you to bed.
I don't.
Right, if we take her up then, give her upstairs and we can get on the sense monitor as well.
Vicky decides to administer the powerful sedative paraldehyde.
If I sedate her now, she should hopefully sleep right throughout the night, which means a really good, proper, deep sleep, and she should hopefully stop. Can I get in there a minute? No, just go on out a minute. I can see to you in 5 minutes. Go.
Getting tired. Right. On your left side.
Yes! That's weirdo. You've done on 2. Courtney, bang tie.
Shall I let go of that bum? I hate doing it. I hate sedating her. But like I said, if it's only happening once a week, then 6 days of the week, she's good. She's having fun. And it won't get better. It's not as if, like, she goes to bed tonight, she wake up and it's gone. 9 times out of 10, it'll still carry on the next day, won't it? I think she just needs to be in a deep, 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 deep sleep.
Yeah.
To just totally relax, yeah.
He's gone.
Come on then, Shelby. Oh, under the arms.
Today's a big day for Shelby. Her mum and Nick are getting married and Shelby's a bridesmaid.
He's never once sort of said, well, this is too much for me, or questioned it, or, you know, he's just done what he has to do sort of thing. And when I've sort of said to him, oh, you know, you've been so good to me, he says, well, I love you. It's as simple as that. You know, that's the way he sees it. Well, what? I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be.
Vicky, with this ring, I thee wed.
Vicky with this ring, I thee wed.
This band.
He's sort of proved himself through and through. You know, he's a dad to all 4 children. He's amazing.
Congratulations, you make us your lovely doll.
Well done,
Eat your breakfast before you go to school. Make your legs work properly. Turn the page.
Zoe Frew has recently started nursery school.
Oh, clever.
Her mum, Anne-Marie, is in the late stages of pregnancy and bringing up Zoe on her own. Zoe was born with a condition called arthrogryposis, which severely affects the joints and movements of her limbs.
Go get your feet fixed.
9 months ago, Zoe had 2 major operations to straighten her feet and give her the chance to walk.
There's always a possibility that Zoe won't be able to walk properly. There always has been.
Zoe spent months in plaster casts.
Shall we leave them off you? Do you want no plasters? Can I?
Right, remember to move your arms. Go then.
And Anne-Marie has been giving Zoe intensive physio since the surgery. There were no guarantees it would work, so it's been an anxious wait for signs of improvement.
This is a shoe. Big shoe.
4 sizes too big shoe.
Ow, ow.
There you go, all done. Get your balance. Mind out the way so I can put the chair away. Come on this way. That's it. I am really, really proud of her for the progress that she has made in walking. I wasn't even the first person to see her do it, it was the teacher. Oh, so careful! You meant to walk to the end of the steps, silly. I went to pick Zoe up from nursery school, walked through the gate and the headmistress come out and said, I just thought I'd warn you that she's walking now, so we're going to walk out to you. And I said, oh, all right. I didn't know whether to laugh, cry, what to do, and she come out and she's so proud of herself, big smile on her face, like, Mummy, look at me. Big smiles, happiness.
And 5 months later, Zoe's continuing to make progress. She's grown in confidence and is walking at full speed.
Zoe's always known that she's different from other children. She knows she's special. She can't do things the same as the other children, but she just gets on with it. She's a little fighter. That's it, run away!
Hamish McLean and his family have swapped the Kent countryside for the wide open spaces of New Zealand. Hamish was born with achondroplasia, a condition commonly known as dwarfism. His parents, Alistair and Claire, had to fit him with a brace to strengthen his back muscles and help Hamish to walk.
Will he be able to get to the stage where he will sit on his own like that?
Yes.
Free?
Yes.
They've been told that Hamish is unlikely to grow taller than 4'6" unless they opt for surgery on his legs.
I do it because it is technically possible, and that life isn't fair, and that life is somewhat easier for some people if they're taller.
Oh, testing him down the leg side. He talks about his faraway home still, which is England, and he still talks about his friends in England, but he knows that you know, this is different place, and this is where we're living now.
Been really nice to show Hamish Kiwi life as a child, which is beaches and outdoors and tree climbing. He's a lot more of an outdoor boy now.
Oh, look, there's a crab in there, a little crab in there. Should we see if we can get him out?
That's it. Whoa. Can you get your other foot up on that next one? Hold on to the holds. There you go.
Hamish is developing a fearless sense of adventure.
He jumps off everything. It turns us white, white with fear. He climbs up the stairs and leaps off. Look at me, I can jump.
Hamish's new school is a bike ride away.
I'm coming to get you.
He's had to navigate his way around a new classroom and a new set of friends.
Okay, are we ready for our Mrs. Bunny? Yep.
Mrs. Bunny stretches high, everyday. Mrs. Bunny flops. Mrs. Bunny hops and hops and hops and Mrs. Bunny hops and stops.
They know he's different. He knows he's different. I think he's just... He's nearly to the point of asking why, or, you know, what happened, or why am I like this? He hasn't got there yet.
A difficult decision lies ahead. Hamish could have an operation to make him up to 12 inches taller. His legs would be fixed in a metal frame. After breaking his bones, the bone tissue would be pulled apart a millimetre a day for a couple of months. It's a controversial and painful procedure.
You can climb very high up to the sky.
Right up to the top.
And Hamish could need a wheelchair for up to a year.
The jury's still out on the whole issue of leg lengthening and whatnot.
We thought that he should have some choice as well, because he's got to an age where we've got to make him aware of things that we're doing, and we can't make decisions for him. While we wouldn't ever expect to put that responsibility on him.
Got it.
Well done.
Pull it off. That was brilliant, that knee. Ta-da! It's not ready yet.
No.
Nathan Christie's getting ready for nursery school and is learning how to get himself dressed.
Oh, Lee, stay still.
Ow!
All right. Sorry, Lou. Go on.
Nathan was born with Down syndrome, which has delayed his development. He has low muscle tone in his tongue, which has affected his speech. Nathan's been given speech therapy and taught how to use a simple form of sign language.
Big pig.
Big.
It's a big pig, yeah.
Big pig. Oh, well done.
It's difficult for Nathan a lot, and he can't really say how he feels or whatever, if he's ill. That is probably the biggest stumbling block that we've got with Nathan.
Nathan's also been fitted with a tongue brace to improve the muscle tone in his mouth.
It's just about helping him as much as we can to be able to speak and just fit in.
It's right. Oops! Oops!
Nathan attends a mainstream nursery school.
You're right, mate. It's slippy.
Initially, his parents were worried about how he would communicate with the other children.
It's out there. It's there.
But Nathan's taking it all in his stride.
It's out there. It's out. It's me.
His speech has just really improved a lot. You know, he's just chatting away now. So it's all coming together. We was waiting for that to happen, and it has, so that's been excellent.
I'm Gary.
He asks, what's your name?
What's your name?
To everybody.
He does it in a way that he looks at you in your eyes and like, you know, and just looks at your face and says,
Yeah.
"What's your name?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's me.
Me.
It's Gary.
Shelby.
That's right.
Shelby.
Thank you.
You have to give him some sort of reaction, and once you do, he's got you. Yeah, and he just won't stop.
The picture is to me.
To you? Ready? Catch it.
It must be really hard for him sometimes, but...
Especially with other children as well.
Yeah.
But just nothing phases him. He just muddles through it, you know, which is brilliant. That's fantastic.
Go gently, Chris.
He's happy, isn't he? He's sociable.
He's fun.
He's got a good sense of humour. A bit cheeky.
Cheeky.
He's cheeky.
Stubborn.
Yeah, he's stubborn as
Very
well.
stubborn. It just brings you in. You know, I think it's a really brilliant thing to have. I wish I had it.
Are you being a tiger, William? You're scary. Can you do a big roar? Can you do a big roar? Look at the bubbles. So many. Okay, you want to do it too? He doesn't make eye contact straight away, does he? No. If he can avoid it, he does, doesn't he? You do it, William. Whoa!
William Davis is having his development assessed at the tuberous sclerosis clinic in Cambridge. When he was nearly 2, William had an operation to remove part of the right frontal lobe of his brain.
You're going to wash your face?
Briefly, his epilepsy improved.
Oh, William. All right.
But soon the seizures started escalating, and doctors discovered the tumours had spread to the left side of his brain. William's parents, Paula and Nick, have been told there's no point carrying out more surgery.
I don't think that at this stage I could recommend a further area of brain that we could remove.
Every region of the brain has got tumours, so to remove them all, effectively you're looking at a brain transplant, and that's not something they do. I think the best description is neurologically buggered.
William, you make a big house. Make a big house. On. Okay. Let's see.
Tuberous sclerosis, or TS, can be extremely mild, or it can cause severe learning difficulties and autism.
It's difficult with William because he is functioning at a lower level than his age. Then what is developmental delay and what is more of an actual functional problem? You know, we've got friends with 3-year-old twins, and he's definitely behind what they can do.
Where's the baby's toes? Good boy. Where's the baby's hands? Good. Where's the baby's hair? That's the hair. Where's the baby's tummy? That's you, is it?
Good boy. Whoops.
Whoa.
No. We have a vague idea of where we think he's at, but, you know, it's only comparing him to other children.
Me first. That goes there and that goes there.
He still can't do the most basic baby puzzles where they put bits in. Even ones that are developed for special needs children that have massive knobs to hold, he'll still just put it on top and then try and ram it.
Okay, so he tends to go with the first option that works,
Yeah.
and he keeps trying it. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the same? Which is the same? Which is the same? Can you show me the same? Come on in.
Really, I think he's going to be a child that fits whatever you do.
After the assessment, the doctors interpret the results for Paula. They're sure that developmentally, William is at least 2 years behind his peers.
A 2-year-old child would be using more eye contact than he is.
Right.
And more consistently. When he's requesting something, he tends to avoid eye contact if he can.
Yeah.
When he doesn't get what he wants, then he'll look at you.
The tests have highlighted other aspects of William's behaviour that could indicate autism.
We would say that he has some social communication impairments, which are not entirely accounted for by his sort of developmental level. We're not quite sure what the early signs of autism might be, and that's one of the things that we're trying to keep monitoring, as it were.
It's a lot to take in. I think I was slightly surprised about the possible autistic spectrum, but I can see what they mean. He doesn't use gestures like he should, and he doesn't always see the social implications of what he's done, which he should be doing now. A little sad, really, because he's always been socially very good. And I know, because a lot of the children at his school are autistic, and a lot of TS children are autistic, it is a gradual sort of sinking into their own little world. But whatever happens, you're still little William, aren't you?
My name is Emily Spears. I like playing football and I support Berlin.
What do you say to people when they say, "Oh, have you still got a nappy on?" What do you say?
Because I've got a twitchy bladder.
That's right. And it's not a nappy, is it?
No.
What is it?
Follow.
Pull up. Oh, you nose block. Because you've got a twitchy bladder. Why have you got that? Why have you got a twitchy bladder then?
Because I'm special.
Yeah.
Emily Spears is learning how to deal with awkward questions. She's about to start school, but is still wearing nappies. Her parents, Rachel and Richard, discovered Emily had spina bifida before she was born. She had an operation to close the lesion on her spine when she was a few hours old. Doctors couldn't predict how the nerve damage would affect Emily's legs, but she started walking over a year ago.
Okay, baby. Hey?
The spina bifida has affected Emily's bladder control, and her parents are trying to prepare Emily for another operation.
Emily, you know this? What's this?
Doctors have given Emily a catheter to use. It needs to be inserted directly into her urethra.
Right. How far in does it go, do you think? How much goes in? No, not that much. Goodness me, it'll be popping out your mouth.
This painful process is supposed to take place several times a day.
She'll start howling when she sees a catheter, and I have to tell her that if she's not going to do it, you know, she will be poorly and she'll end back up, you know, she'll end up in the hospital, which I don't like to do. You run out of ideas, you know, I don't want to terrify the child, but I don't want to think that it's an option not to do it, really, because basically she has to do this.
When Emily's got used to catheterising 4 times a day, she'll have an operation to enlarge her bladder. Until then, she'll remain incontinent and her kidneys will need constant monitoring to prevent possible damage.
What does Teddy need to make him better? Catheters, yeah. So what do we have to do? Is it in?
Yeah.
Okay, now what's he doing? Oh no! Put it back, he hasn't finished. I've noticed that me and Emily do clash quite a bit lately, really. And she shouts, she'll shout at me now. Keep still. So I'm not sure whether it's just her age or, you know, the current situation, really. But I'm not going to give up, and, you know, I just hope to God she gives up. Say, well done, Teddy.
Well done, Teddy. That's it now.
All done. Till next time.
All done. Till next time, Teddy. That was very brave. I'm so glad to you.
Oh, you're so proud of him.
Hiya.
Now, William, could you go with Daddy a minute while Mummy thickens the casserole, because that's very hot, isn't it? You at least go and hold Daddy's hand.
You come and sit over here with me.
Sit up.
As William grows older, his behaviour is becoming harder for his parents to deal with. Tuberous sclerosis can cause a range of behaviour difficulties, including hyperactivity and aggression.
Because they've got the tumours in the brain, they've already got areas, if you like, of damaged brain. Therefore, the areas don't work properly. And in William's case, most of his problems are frontal lobe. And the frontal lobe has been found to be important for control of behaviour, conscious thought, and to some extent interpreting people's feelings. He's a toddler. He's a toddler. He doesn't understand, and you know it's just cause and effect. Are we fighting a losing battle? He's not particularly doing it to be naughty. It's just that level of understanding. Again? He's exceptionally irritable, and his behaviour is often impulsive. It is very full on.
Life revolves around caring for William and attending assessments like this one to see if the family qualify for a car adapted for William's wheelchair.
You're a wriggle bottom. He always wriggles.
And are you fit healthy?
I have had back problems since I've had him.
Set it up for
It's sturdy as well, and we had occasionally had surgery, and he couldn't walk for a while. He learned. When he's being irritable, throwing is his main way of expressing he's not happy, or tipping. Be super destructive, won't he? Then he'll be violent is one of them. He'll go for me. Yeah. He doesn't tend to do it much for other people, but he'll pull hair, pinch. He hits quite a lot, and he's learnt to hit with one hell of a punch now as well. No. I think most of the time he doesn't really understand no. Therefore, what we're supposed to do with him, he's just a baby. He just happens to be a very big one.
Paula gave up a career as a university lecturer to provide round-the-clock care for her son. He's recently attended a special needs school which gives Paula a break.
His cup's in his bag because I forgot it yesterday with the straw. Okay.
Next term he'll go for 6 hours a day, but only for 3 days of the week.
And there is a limit you get to, and particularly I wish social services had listened to me, there's a limit you get to where you just think, I can't do this anymore, I need a bit of help. I don't know when you need to ring them, maybe when you're about to hurl yourself off the top of the bridge. They'll probably start, no, there's 4 forms we have to fill in and you don't fulfil the criteria. And I mean, one of the social workers said to me, well, he goes 3 days next term, so he does 3 6-hour sessions at nursery. You won't need any respite. It's like, well, with the best will in the world, that's 18 hours a week. William's awake 18 hours most days.
And who's this? Who is it?
No.
There is a limit of exhaustion you can't go beyond. And I think if they push parents beyond that, really they're asking for some form of real trouble.
You ready, steady, go! To Mummy, quick, 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 quick! Don't fall! Fast as you can, clever girl! Fast as you can, clever girl! Brill!
Zoe's progress has given everyone something to celebrate.
Oh, Zoe, could we believe that 3 years ago?
Wonderful.
Zoe's dad, Michael, is in London with Anne-Marie to meet the hospital staff who have been caring for their daughter since her birth.
Yes, can you do that? So without the splints, she's reluctant to weight bear.
She will, but the left one, she still goes on the
Before
edge
it
of her
goes,
foot. And the right one, she's near enough flat, it just turns just a slight bit.
I'm very pleased with her progress. She's come a very long way, and I think if you think of the initial presentation, where she had a lot of joint deformity, at that stage, the parents are very despondent, and the physicians sort of wonder, will this child ever be able to walk? She's doing wonderful, and you can see she's walking very well now. She's got this special personality. She's sort of, she's a mistress of her own.
Now that Zoe's legs are working well, the medical team turn their attention to her arms and elbows.
Big bend.
Can we bend this elbow, Zoe?
Big bend, clever girl.
They're not a patch on you.
This is the one that Mummy really wants to look at, Zoe, so you really try and stick that finger up your nose, miss.
Are you getting there? It's going to touch your nose.
There's a possibility she could undergo more surgery in the future.
Okay.
All right.
How does she eat?
It doesn't matter.
What does she
She
do?
leans.
Because as much
With
as
many
anything,
touch
it's
from people in
shoulder
restaurants
as well.
and that.
It's shoulders as well, it's not only... It is harder for girls than for boys, though, even with that pretty face.
Say bye-bye to Marion.
Bye-bye, beautiful.
Michael doesn't get to see Zoe very often. He's gone back to a former girlfriend and his 2 other children.
She says, oh, I want Daddy to come home. I want my mummy and my daddy, and I just can't give her that. And it's horrible when you can't give your child what they want and what they feel they need.
She's doing amazing. Seems every time I come down and see her, she's changed. An amazing one.
I'll pay you later.
No, but that's not even a joke, that's true. I am proud of her. You're an amazing mum. You can just tell just by the way she is. It's beautiful.
Mum, did Shelby have a fit last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shelby had a fit. And she wasn't breathing very well.
It's first thing in the morning and Vicky's dropping off 3 of her children with her mum before going on to the hospital.
Hi, can I speak to the nurse looking after Shelby Pate, please? Is her mum?
Her youngest daughter has a rare chromosome condition and needs constant medical attention. Last night, Shelby had a series of fits and stopped breathing. She was admitted to hospital for monitoring.
Right, thanks, Mum. See you later. Because the condition is quite rare. I think she is quite a guinea pig. Certainly when she was younger, there was times when she'd get ill, and I think this is it now. Her little body can't take anymore. But she's just got such a fighting spirit in her. She just, she wants to be here. Well, you can't sort of think too far into the future or plan too far into the future. You've just got to sort of take each day as it comes. Hello. Hello.
This morning, doctors have done all they can to stabilise Shelby's condition. Dr. Chris Alamenos has been caring for Shelby over the past year. He wants Vicky and Nick to consider taking Shelby home, but they are worried that if she fits again at home, they won't be able to resuscitate her. Vicky wants Shelby to have further treatment.
The main issue here is whether, if we wanted Shelby to live at all costs, ideally she should be either in hospital or she should be, having a dedicated paramedic team, probably, 24 hours a day. But whether that's an acceptable option to you, and whether that's a good option for Shelby long term, I'm not the one to judge.
Apart from these apneas, Shelby's got so much life in her still, and if it was a case of she was just lethargic the whole time and constantly having apneas and, nothing in between, no life in between, then yes, I'd say, no resuscitation, but she's just got so much to give. She's in there sort of screeching and clapping. I just think, no, she's got so much life left in her.
It's not fair on me telling you to take this burden if you're not prepared for it, because it is a big burden, to have somebody who's constantly at
death's door.
At risk, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
at risk of having an apnea attack and dying.
I know I got to do what's right for Shelbs, but she's so happy in between. It's not as if she's sort of led there and not got any kind of life.
I think it's a miracle that Shelby's still here, and the mere fact that she's with us still, it's a testament to your commitment and care, and I don't think anybody would be able to say the contrary. You've got your other children. You've got two?
Three. 2 boys and a girl, yeah.
2 boys and a girl. Got your other children to think about as well. And they are, I'm not saying that Shelby shouldn't be, but they are equally important. And they should take equally, you should be investing equally to them the amount you invest in Shelby.
I just think I need time to come to terms with it.
You need, yeah, absolutely. You have to make the decision. Because you have to live with the decision. Because I know what would be right for me, but there's no point in me telling you that and pushing you to make a decision.
But you'd let her go.
I would have let her go. A long time ago. She was mine.
And you from day one know that I'd have to make this decision one day, but you never really accept that it's going to happen to you. You sort of think, oh, that'll be in the future. I think it's something we've got to talk about and think long and hard about, isn't it?
Vicky's facing the toughest choice she's ever had to make. Whether or not to take her daughter, Shelby, home from hospital and risk letting her die if she suffers another fit.
It's just been a really rough few days. And one with the biggest decision we've ever had to make, really. Thank you so much.
How can I let her go?
too much life in you, don't you? You got too much life in you.
Do you love Mama? Do you love Mama?
Vicky's made her mind up. She wants to keep Shelby in hospital to start a new course of medication.
We've decided to give Shelby another chance. We don't feel that she's ready to go. She's still got a lot of life in her and, you know, you can tell. I think I'd know, even if I tried denying it to myself, at the bottom of my heart, I'd know if it was time for her to go, and it's not. And while she's got a fight in her, we've got to keep backing her up and fighting with her. So we've got to be a voice at the end of the day, and I think she'd be saying, no, give me another chance.
Vicky has told the doctors to use every possible means to keep Shelby alive.
Well, there's been times before when the doctors, you know, she's been that ill that doctors have said, look, it can go either way. But that decision's taken out of your hands because what they're saying is she might not pull through, whereas this time they were putting it on us to decide whether or not we should let her carry on with life. I don't want to have to go through that again until they've at least tried some more drugs. I always say good night, don't forget, keep breathing. Every night before bedtime. Does Daddy do it? Yeah, you sigh at him, go on. You sigh at him. Get him, Shelby, get him.
Can you read it to me?
I can. It says, "Happy birthday, beautiful. I love you with all my heart and soul. Love you, Zobo, Dad." And it says, "Lots of kisses."
It's 16 months since Zoe had the last operation to straighten her feet and help her walk. And it's the afternoon of her 4th birthday.
Wow, what's that?
Michael left the family home over a year ago, but he's come to spend the day with Zoe.
This one says, "To lovely Zoe, wishing you a very, very, very happy 4th birthday."
There's a new addition to the family. Zoe's sister Ellie was born nearly 7 months ago.
Oh, I do like that car.
Michael is the father.
He missed the birth by a couple of hours. He stayed for the night and then he was gone by lunchtime.
Here we go.
I don't know. Too much has gone on now for me to. I just think, oh, you're weak.
Try to get once a month, but I'd like to get more if I could. So, not enough. Yeah, really odd. Especially days like this, and birthdays, Christmases. It's hard.
There's always a possibility that Zoe will turn around and tell Michael the home truths that maybe he needed all along. Look what I've gone through in my life, and you haven't really been there.
Go and put my dress on, Ellie. No, Ellie, don't go. Oh, you get sick. It's my birthday.
Mid-afternoon and it's time for Michael to return to his other family, 150 miles away in Loughborough.
See you later. You say goodbye to Ellie. Right, see you later.
I don't want him back now. I've realised that over the last couple of months.
But he's got to be back because I had another birthday.
Yeah, Daddy will always be there for you, won't he? Oh, I can smell sausage rolls. Ah, that's my leg.
And the day isn't over. Anne-Marie's invited some friends and family for a party, and her mum's come to give a hand.
They deserve better. They deserve more than he can ever give them. He's got what he deserves, regardless of the emotional heartstrings that he consistently tries to pull with Anne. Hello, wake up, smell the coffee, come and live her life. And at the end of the day, before he went, Zoe was always a daddy's girl. But then you find me a little girl that isn't. They're always daddy's girls.
There's a surprise waiting in the garden. Anne-Marie's built a new playhouse for Zoe and her sister.
Do you like it?
I think we've always been a unit. You have to be.
hard doing it by yourself, but it's worthwhile in the end. Because everything they've got is down to me.
1, 2, 3, blow.
In next week's programme, we follow our children between their 4th and 5th birthdays as they become more aware of the world outside their families. Emily starts primary school, but is still struggling to use the catheter.
Okay. Do you want to get rid of the nappies? Yeah.
William's parents turn to a controversial drug to try and control his behaviour.
He's got to fit in a little bit with society, otherwise we're just going to get as a family more and more alienated, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to go for it and try him on it.
That's the baby's head.
Vicky and Nick have some important news to share with the family.
What's your little brother or sister?
They now have to wait to see if the baby has the same condition as Shelby.
Termination isn't an option. I don't have to justify myself to people. It's our life and we've got to live it, so